Hello, PhotoPiller, Rafael, the bar here. Imagine that you're on a holiday on the beautiful island of Menorca, Spain, our home island, and you find a really nice shooting spot with a super nice view of the highest peak on the island, which is not a peak, it's just a small mount. Actually, it is only 345 meters above sea level. And its name is Monte Toro, the Mount Monte Toro. Well, you're there at the shooting spot and you're wondering when the moon will be above that mountain that you see. Actually, you're first wondering if that shot is possible or not, and if it is possible, you really need to figure out the exact date and time the moon will be above the mountain, actually kissing the mountain with the bottom of the moon. So the good news is that in PhotoPills we have a secret tool that will help you figure out, given a shooting spot, when the exact date and time the moon or the sun will be right where you want it to be in the frame. Let me show you how it works. Well, let's start planning. Let's go to PhotoPills, tap on planner. And now, as always, the first thing you need to do is to place the red pin right at the shooting spot. In this case, I had the red pin in the shooting spot in Menorca, which is a really nice location. And this is a countryside road next to this beautiful countryside hotel, Son Vivas. From this shooting spot here, we have a super nice view of Mount Monte Toro here in Menorca. Actually, the first thing I'll do is to place the black pin right on the mountain, and to do it I'll swipe the top panel to the left until panel number 2 and then tap on the button on the panel. The black pin appears on the map and you just need to drag and drop it and place it at the top of the mountain. Great, let's zoom back. According to the top panel, you see that the shooting distance is 7.9 kilometers, and for that distance in brackets you have an approximate size of the moon, 69 centimeters, which is pretty cool. Okay, we have the red pin at the shooting spot and the black pin right on the mountain, and the question is when the moon will be over the mountain, kissing the mountain. Well, to figure out the date, we need to use the find tool. So tap on the find button at the bottom here and choose to plan moon at azimuth and elevation. And now we need to do 3 things actually. First, to set the day range. So we tell PhotoPills when do you want PhotoPills to find the results. So tap on date range. I'm gonna set the starting date today. Perfect. And the end date, I'm gonna set it into years, which is the period I like for the moon. Perfect. Great. Next is to set the azimuth and the elevation of the moon, which is the position of the moon. The azimuth is already set because the blue pin you see here is linked to the black pin, so the azimuth is already set. And the blue band you see here is the tolerance. You see that the azimuth is 114.9 degrees plus minus 1 degree. If I want a short or a smaller tolerance, I need to tap on numeric here and change it to, for example, 0.5. You see, you have a smaller tolerance. But in this case, I'm going to leave it at 1 degree because I can always move a bit and change my shooting spot. Perfect. So I have the azimuth set. Next thing is to set the elevation. So tap on the elevation, tap, and then tap on numeric because I like setting the elevation of the moon or the sun in the numeric format. Why? Because here we have the apparent height above blue pin of the center of the moon. If I know that the diameter of the moon is going to be around 60 meters, because the top panel was telling me that was around 60-70 meters, I can always set here, like, for example, 35 meters, which is half of the diameter, which is the radius of the moon, right? Because I want the moon to be kissing the ground floor. And this is a quick way to quickly figure out an approximate height of the center that I need for the moon, and this will allow me to find cool results. The error or tolerance for the moon, I always use 0.5 for the moon elevation or the sun elevation, which will give me more results because I can always adjust the results afterwards. So I can just fine-tune the plan. Okay, I'll tap on the magnifying glass icon on the top right-hand corner to find all the possible dates the moon will be within the search parameters. And here you have a table of the possible dates and times. The moon is where I want it to be, above the mountain. The orange background color, the moon, shows that's a golden hour shot. So on Wednesday, August 26, in 2026 at 7:55 p.m., the moon shot is going to be in golden hour. I'm going to check this date here to see the plan, tap on the date to see the plan, and now I can start fine-tuning my moonshot for that specific date. Notice that the time bar has been set to August 26, 2026 at 7:55 p.m. Great. Let's check the moon alignment. You see that the moon is right above the mountain, and according to the top panel, again, the shooting distance is 7.9 kilometers. The moon height is 97.4 meters, which means that the height of the center of the moon is 97.4 meters above the blood pin, above the terrain level where the blood pin is, which is the top of the mountain. And in brackets, I have the real or apparent size of the moon, 69.5 meters or 70 meters. If I want the moon to be kissing the mountain, I need the center of the moon to be at a height equal to the radius, or half of the diameter. So half of 70 meters is 35 meters. And now the moon height is 97. So I need to set it to 35. How I do that? I do a long press on the time bar here, and I swipe the time bar until the moon height is 35 meters, which is more or less here. Perfect, 35 meters. And now, as you see, the moon is not where I want it to be. It's to the side of the building, which is also good enough. But if I want to align it with the moon, with the red black pin, I just need to change my shooting spot a little bit. From this road, I can just change the shooting spot, and I can do it a few times until I fine tune. I find a shooting spot that really works for me. For example, here. Okay, now maybe it's too much, but at the top panel, I see the moon height is 40 meters, so I can change the time again until it says 45. And basically, you need to keep doing this until you find the right spot. Perfect. I have it now. So, if on August 26, 2026, at 7:52 p.m., I am at the red pin position, I'll see the moon with the size, you have it in brackets, 69.6 meters. And you also have this size represented by this blue band on the map. So you see how big the moon is going to be. And the center of the moon is going to be at 45 meters. 45 meters. It should be 35 meters. Let me correct this. I need it to 35, not 45. 35. Okay. 35 meters because it's 70 meters. Let me do this. 35. Okay. Well, that's the same thing. So I'm good. Yeah, 35 meters because, yes, I want the center of the moon to be at a height of 35 meters, which is the radius of the moon, which is 70 meters more or less. Okay, I have the plan. I have the red pin position, the shooting spot, shooting date and time on August 26, 2026, 7:51 p.m. And I have the size of the moon. Look how big the moon will be. And the moon will be kissing the mountain, the terrain level of the mountain, the ground level of this building, because the moon height is 35 meters, which is the radius of the moon. That's super nice. Now, if I want to keep planning, I can plan the field of view. So I could go to the map tools here, map settings button, and then the map tools, I can choose the depth of field map tool, go back to the map. And now if I introduce my camera, I'm gonna set the Nikon Z6, let's start with 200 millimeters, the aperture f8, perfect. And the shooting distance is gonna be aligned with black pin. I'm gonna align with black pin the field of view, perfect. Shooting distance at the black pin distance, so I'm going to be focusing on my subject on the mountain, and I'm going to be shooting in portrait. Great. And as you see, now I see on the map what is going to be in the frame and outside the frame. Maybe 200 mil is too short. I'm going to go to 400, for example. Great. And now I can get a more narrow field of view and get a larger moon and a larger building, larger subject in the frame, which is pretty cool. And this is my plan. This is how you can quickly plan moon and sun alignments when they are above a mountain. Well, I hope that the audio of this video is good enough, because planning photos in the middle of the street is always complicated. If you wish to learn more on how to plan your moon shots, or wish to learn how to photograph the moon, I invite you to download and study well our super detailed moon photography guide. I'm going to leave a link to the guide in the description of this video and in the first comment below. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye!